in the headlines.
26, 27, 28, 29.
Sorting counting commences in governorship and state assembly elections. Violence, ballot box snatching characterized elections in states. Katsina State Governor Aminu Masari's nephew buried after fatal accident. And on the foreign scene, International Criminal Court judges issue arrest warrant for Russian President Putin over war crimes in Ukraine. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Hello and welcome once again. Counting of votes has commenced in the governorship and state assembly elections. The voting process stopped a couple of hours ago and INEC officials began counting the votes at the official time of 2:30 p.m. Sorting and counting at polling units in Madalla, Kwamkwashe, Iku South 1 and Iku South 2, Rafinsenyi in Suleja local government area of Niger State began after conclusion of voting. Sorting and counting of scores of various parties have commenced at polling unit 014 Primary Healthcare, Hashimi A Ward, Suleja, Niger State. Similarly, sorting and counting is ongoing at polling unit 030 Daigi and Chikingida, Hashimi Ward A, Suleja. Also sorting and counting at polling unit 018 Public Square, Aliadi local government area of Benue State has commenced. President Muhammadu Buhari says the outcome of the governorship and state assembly elections will favor the All Progressives Congress across the country. As Nigerians know, the party means what it says and says what it means. The president stated this in Daura, Katsina State, after casting his vote at Ward A, Sarikinyara polling unit 003, alongside family members and aides. President Buhari said he was not surprised at the results of the presidential elections on February 25th, which saw Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerging as president-elect, as according to him, the APC campaigns were thorough and detailed. The president, in a statement issued by his media aide Garba Shehu, urged the electorate to follow their conscience in choosing the right leaders for both state executives and legislature.
And I have been watching the television program. I'm pleased with the reaction in most constituencies. So I think we are lucky. We are going to get off lightly. Well, I do not expect anything less because we have gone through the constitutional.
Meanwhile, the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party and governor of Adamawa State, Ahmed Fintiri, was among early voters to cast his vote in his hometown of Karichinga, Madagali local government area. His main challenger and opposition All Progressives Congress governorship candidate, Aishatu Binani, was also an early bird to cast her vote in Yola, Adamawa State. The report.
It was not the regular day in the state, but one that offered voters the choice of choosing who becomes the next governor of Adamawa State. Senator Aishatu Binani of the All Progressive Congress, APC, is fighting to unseat Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri of the People's Democratic Party and the incumbent governor of the state. Shortly after casting her vote in Yola, she commended the conduct of the exercise and is hopeful of a positive outcome.
So I'm confident in both the electorates and the officials of the INEC, because this is not the first time they are conducting election. We just concluded the presidential and national assembly election, and it was peaceful and it was a credible election. So I have confidence in them.
If you want any problem.
On the flip side, Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri is optimistic of continuity as he casts his vote in his home residence of Karichinga Madagali local government area. This is the first time since 2014 when Boko Haram invaded this town, and the people of Karchinga are happy to participate in an exercise of this nature as life gradually returns to normal in their community.
The environment is safe, everywhere is calm, and the security has improved. And we thank Almighty Allah, we thank government, and we will continue to encourage the security agency for doing their job. And I think I'm happy for my people that they are back to their place of abode. Perfect. I will win the election. I will get the day.
Voters are positive that the poll will be free and fair as they wait patiently for the outcome of the election. From Yola, Aaron Asahel, Trust TV News.
Now to Borno State, where the state governor, Babagana Zulum, cast his vote at his hometown in Ajari ward of Mafa local government area of the state. The governor, who is also the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, expressed satisfaction with the voting process, which he said has been improved upon by INEC. Zulum, after casting his ballot at about 10:30 a.m., explained that officials were timely while accreditation was stress-free. He added that he is confident of victory.
It's very good because compared to what has happened during the presidential election, there is an improvement because you can see early distribution of INEC material has been witnessed, and then we have seen reasonable turnout, and then I couldn't spend more than 2 minutes at the accreditation. I couldn't spend more than 2 minutes for the accreditation exercise. I think INEC has done well, and we have to commend the efforts of the INEC in ensuring a credible election in the state. Voters should be patient enough, and then they should behave orderly and then vote. As far as we are concerned, our party APC is not willing to see any misbehavior at the polling booth. We must obey with all the INEC's rules and regulations.
And in Kano State, the state governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, was among voters that queued to vote in Ganduje village in Dawakin Tofa local government area of Kano State. His wife, Hafsat Ganduje, and son, engineer Abba Ganduje, also voted at the same polling station. Ganduje acknowledged improvement in the security and orderly conduct of voters.
I think there's much improvement on the previous election, because if you see the turnout, it's much more than before, and also the orderliness, it is the security situation, even though the other one too was good, but there's much improvement now. So you can see that people are accepting, the ethics of democracy, and I think this is very, very encouraging. The turnout is very high compared with the population of this place. This is a small village. It's not a big town, and it's not a city, but equally the same. You see people are coming out from all nooks and corners of the village, and I think they are happy because they are given the chance to exercise, their democratic ideals.
And the heavy presence of security operatives in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, has been identified as one of the reasons for voter apathy across the state. Major roads are deserted, with security operatives mounting roadblocks, carrying out checks and turning back people who could not identify themselves. A governorship candidate in the state said the heavy presence of security has prevented people from coming out to exercise their franchise.
As we can see, there's voter apathy. The people have not come out enough or sufficiently. I don't know why, possible transport issue, but then again, maybe lack of belief in the process. But the only thing I observed coming was that the security operatives blocked a lot of routes going out, which will affect people's movement. It's indirectly disenfranchising them. People should be able to move to go and vote. We all have our voter card. If I'm going to go and vote, you can tell from where I'm going to vote what is on my card. So you should be able to allow me to move.
And at least 10 ballot boxes have been destroyed across several polling units in Rimangado local government area of Kano State. Reports say voting was progressing peacefully when unidentified thugs disrupted the process and destroyed the ballot boxes. Security agents with the NSCDC, who later arrived at the INEC office in Rimangado with some ballot boxes, say they escaped by whiskers. One of the NSCDC officials had bruises on his arm while his uniform was covered in dust. Violence and low turnout marred Saturday's State House of Assembly elections in Osun State. Hamid Oyegbade reports that thugs smashed the ballot box and destroyed ballot papers at Unit 018, Ward 3, Ojatuntu Iremo in Ife Central Local Government Area. There was also reports of harassment of voters at the polling unit.
We came here in the morning and some hooligans come. They say, now so you go vote for. If you know you can't vote for a son, make you leave this place. I want to answer them, but my brain say make I cool down. They say, now you fast and but it be I quit. I just tell them say I go vote my right is my right. One vote. I didn't ask you to vote for me. You can't stand me to vote for anybody. This is my right. My vote is my right. I have to give anyone I like.
The member representing Buruku Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Kwam Sokpo in Benue State, was on Saturday morning allegedly beaten by soldiers of 401 Special Forces Brigade in Benue. Sokpo was reportedly beaten at the Old Barn in Boko town in Boko local government area of the state by the soldiers who allegedly arrived at his location at 2:30 a.m. The federal lawmaker who narrated the incident to newsmen on phone said he was attacked by over 60 soldiers who came in no fewer than 5 trucks. When contacted, the public relations officer of the 401 Special Forces Brigade, Captain Okieze, and the Commissioner of Police, Abbas Wale, said they were yet to be briefed on the incident. You're watching Trust TV News Update, and still ahead. Is it playtime for youth in Jos? Details of this and more after the break. Do stay with us. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us on Trust TV News Update. Now let's take a look at our top stories. Counting commences in governorship and state assembly elections. And violence, ballot box snatching characterize elections in states. Moving on to other news now. The nephew of Katsina State Governor Ahmad Ali, who died last night alongside 2 policemen in an auto crash, has been buried in Masari town, Kafur local government area, Katsina State. 3 people were killed late on Friday in an accident involving the convoy of the Katsina State Governor Aminu Bello Masari on the road to Jikamshi in Musawa local government area of the state. Tijani Ibrahim reports that Governor Masari was among mourners at the funeral prayer for the deceased. Al-Amin Isa, the Director General to the Governor on New Media, told newsmen in Katsina Ali and 2 policemen died in Jikamshi after their vehicle collided with another. Isa said the governor was on his way to his hometown, Masari, in Kafur local government area when the accident occurred. The media aide to the governor gave the names of the 2 policemen as Noura Safianu and Kabir Ali. According to Isa, 3 other people sustained varying degrees of injury in the accident and are receiving treatment at the Malumfashi General Hospital. Dead bodies of suspected bandits were burnt to ashes after 2 of them were killed by security agents at Bazari local government area of Katsina State. Reports indicate that the bandits had mounted a roadblock to intercept unsuspecting voters going to exercise their franchise, though this has not been independently verified. A resident of Bazari, however, told our reporter that the suspects met their Waterloo when they attempted to rob a commuter, but they were unlucky as the security agents apprehended and chased them on their motorcycles. He said that while one of the suspected bandits was killed on the spot, the other died on their way to Bazari, where residents mobilized and burnt the corpses. Meanwhile, police operatives in Imo State have rescued 19 ad hoc staff who were kidnapped in the early hours of Saturday in Imo State. The development was confirmed by INEC authorities in the state. According to officials, the 19 INEC ad hoc staff were on their way to 7 different polling units in Ubejle local government ward in Idiato South local government area of Imo State when they were abducted. INEC spokesperson Chineye Chijoke Osuji said the rescue took place after a distress call and information about the incident was made to the operatives who immediately swung into action. She added that even though they were rescued, all the election materials, which include BVAS and sensitive materials, were not recovered. And some youth in Jos North local government area of Plateau State on Saturday morning took advantage of the empty streets to play games as residents went to their polling units for the governorship and House of Assembly elections. While some of the youth attributed their non-participation in the elections to their inability to obtain their PVCs, others say they would cast their votes after finishing the games. Ado Musa, who visited some of the areas where the youth were seen playing, reports that while some of the youth were playing games, others have been at the polling units to exercise their franchise.
Today is the governorship and state houses of assembly election, where many Nigerians are eager to go and exercise their franchise to ensure that they vote for a credible leader. But some people prefer to go out to play games. Let us hear why some of them prefer to go and play games rather than to go and exercise their franchise.
And definitely the reason that I say let me come to training ground is so I see right from 7:30 this morning, people are on the queue in order to exercise their franchise. So I say let me use this opportunity before the queue is reduced so that I can go there and vote my choice, inshallah.
You know that everything in Nigeria is time. So my time was never reached because every time that we go to do it, there will be fighting, something, corruption, everything is too much. They will be saying that you doesn't have money, you must pay for that before they give you the voters card. Well, because I went here to Islamia, you know that it's there that they are using to do it. So I went there to do it, but of course they say that we must pay money before doing the voters card.
Truly, I feel so very sad and so bad because at my age, I reached the level to vote for any candidate that is my choice, but I don't have the voters card to go and vote. And there is some people that they even have the voters card, but the reason why they see us here, that's what make them follow us here to come and play ball, and they did not vote.
Too much crowd.
Although there is no governorship and State House of Assembly election in Abuja, business activities are relatively low in the nation's federal capital territory. Yusuf Akogu speaks to some residents in Utako area of the capital city.
The governorship and the State House of Assembly elections are ongoing right now in the 36 states of the Federation. 28 states precisely are electing new governors today, while the whole of the 36 states of the Federation are expected to have a brand new state houses of assembly at the end of today's election. Out of the 28 states that are electing new governors today, 11 of those state governors are actually seeking re-election, while the remaining 17 of those states will have a brand new governors by the time the election is concluded today. But the mood here in the Federal Capital Territory is that of usual business activities. Some residents here are not even aware that elections are taking place in other states of the Federation.
The election is going on in various states of Nigerians, but here in FCT, you know, we don't have the gubernatorial, we are not doing gubernatorial election and state house of assembly election. So we are doing our business as normal as it is.
Governorship election is going on. So I believe that new Nigeria will come. I believe that with the help of God, because people are praying so hard for new Nigeria. So the election should be free and fair so that we will enjoy the candidate we select ourselves.
What we need in this election is progress of the country. Any person that will enter, let him make the country to be better for us.
Yusuf Akogu, Trust Television News, Abuja.
So with us on Trust TV News Update. The news continues shortly after this break. Do stay with us. Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Created a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secured are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Already, if you look at English squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us on Trust TV News Update. Now let's take a look at the foreign scene where the International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin over alleged war crimes in Ukraine, a move dismissed by Moscow as meaningless. The Hague-based court said in a statement on Friday that the warrant was issued over Putin's suspected involvement in the unlawful deportation and transfer of children from occupied areas of Ukraine to Russia. The ICC, which has no powers to enforce its own warrants, also issued a warrant for the arrest of Maria Alexeyevna, the Commissioner for Children's Rights in the office of the Russian president, on similar allegations. Russia, which denies committing atrocities since it invaded Ukraine in February last year, rejected the ICC move as null and void. And in sports, Shooting Stars have completed the signing of experienced defender Adeleye Olamilekan from Lobi Stars. Olamilekan recently returned to Lobi Stars after a stint at Sudanese club Al Marieh. The centre-back's experience will help Shooting Stars in their fight against relegation. The former home-based Super Eagles star is the latest addition to Shooting Stars squad ahead of the second stanza of the 2022-23 Nigeria Premier League football season. Olamilekan, who won the Federation Cup in 2018 with the defunct FC Ifeanyi Uba, is expected to start training with his new teammates next week. And that wraps it up on Trust TV News Update for this hour. For more news, you can subscribe and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for watching.